Peace has come to the realm at last. We saw at the end of last week King Arthur finally doing battle with King Nero and King Lot and all the other northern kings who had opposed him. Arthur has now defeated them each and every single one. He is true King of Cornwall, England, Scotland and Wales, based in Camelot with his Knights of the Table Round. Sir Balin, who he had exiled from his court thinking that Balin was but a rogue, has now returned victorious, having captured Arthur's greatest enemy, and Balin is once more a Knight of the Round Table. However, danger stirs in Camelot, for Merlin has prophesied two things. One, that though Balin be the greatest knight in Arthur's service, Balin shall soon be dead. And two, that when Arthur lay with his sister Morgan le Fay, he bred upon her a child, Mordred. And Mordred shall soon grow to an age where he can come upon Arthur and slay him in battle. Arthur still doesn't believe that the prophecy will come true, for Arthur knows that the scabbard of Excalibur is a magic device, and that as long as he is carrying the scabbard, no harm shall come to him. Unfortunately, Arthur, wanting to trust his scabbard with someone, gave it to the one person that he thought he could trust most in all the realm, Morgan le Fay. And she has taken Arthur's scabbard, swapped it for one that looks exactly the same, and handed the scabbard of invulnerability to her lover. Arthur is open to attack, though he knows it not. And so we begin tonight's tale, as death comes at the hand of an invisible knight. Within a day or two, King Arthur was somewhat sick, and he let pitch his pavilion in a meadow, and there he laid him down on a pallet to sleep, but he might have no rest. Right so he heard a great noise of a horse, and therewith the king looked out at the porch of the pavilion, and saw a knight coming even by him and making great ado. "Abide fair," said Arthur, "and tell me, wherefore thou makest this sorrow?" "You may little amend me," said the knight, and so passed forth to the castle of Meliot. Anon and after there came Balin, and when he saw King Arthur he alit off his horse, and came to the king on foot, and saluted him. "By my head," said Arthur, "ye be welcome." "Sir, right now came riding this way a knight making great mourn, for what cause I cannot tell, wherefore I would desire you, out of your courtesy and your gentleness, to fetch again that knight either by force or else his good will." "I will do more for your lordship than that," said Balin. And so he rode more than a pace, and found the knight with the damsel in a forest, and said, "Sir knight, you must come with me unto King Arthur, for to tell him of your sorrow." "That I will not," said the knight, "for it will scathe me greatly, and do you none avail." "Sir," said Balin, "I pray you make you ready, for ye must go with me, or else I must fight with you, and bring you by force, and that were me loath to do." "Will ye be my warrant," said the knight, "and I go with you?" "Yes," said Balin, "or else I will die therefore." And so he made him ready to go with Balin, and left the damsel still. And as they were even afore King Arthur's pavilion, there came one invisible, and smote this knight, and went with Balin throughout the body with a spear. Alas, said the knight, I am slain under your conduct with a knight called Garlon, and therefore take my horse that is better than yours, and ride to the damsel, and follow the quest that I was in, as she will lead you, and revenge my death when ye may. That I shall do, said Balin, and that I make a vow unto knighthood. And so he departed from this night with great sorrow. So King Arthur let bury this knight richly, and made a mention of his tomb, how there was slain Hairless the Burbus, and by whom the treachery was done the knight Garlon. But ever the damsel bare the truncheon of the spear with her, that Sir Hairless was slain with. Good evening, Claire. And so here we have it, at the crucial moment. A knight has come through the forest where Arthur has lain resting, pursued by an unseen assailant. Arthur sent Balin, his knight, to go and bring the other knight back and find out what ailed him. The knight, scared for his life, agreed to only return to Arthur under the guard of Sir Balin. Sir Balin thought that he could protect the knight, but no! Sir Garlon, a knight made invisible, came from nowhere and slew the knight that Balin had held under his protection. Now Balin, needing to avenge his death and guided by the knight's dying words to go and find his woman hidden in a forest, and so to finish the quest that he first set out upon, means that Balin is venturing forth on horse to avenge the good knight's death. So Balin and the damsel rode into a forest, and there met with a knight that had been a-hunting. And that knight asked Balin for what cause he made so great sorrow. "Me like not to tell you," said Balin. "Now," said the knight, "an I were armed as ye be, I would fight with you." "There should be little need," said Balin. "I am not afeard to tell you," and told him all the cause of how it was. "Ah," said the knight, "is this all? Here, I ensure you by the faith of my body never to depart from you while my life lasteth." And so they went to the hostelry and armed them, and so rode forth with Balin. And as they came by a hermitage, even by a churchyard, there came the knight Garlon, invisible, and smote the knight Perrin de Montbard through the body with a spear. "Alas," said the knight, "I am slain by this traitor knight that rideth invisible." "Alas," said Balin, "it is not the first despite he hath done me." And there the hermit and Balin buried the knight under a rich stone and a tomb royal. And on the morn they found letters of gold written, how Sir Gawain shall revenge his father's death, King Lot, on the King Pellinore. Anon after this, Balin and the damsel rode till they came to a castle, and there Balin alit, and he and the damsel, and would have slain her. There Balin alit, and he and the damsel went into the castle. And anon, as Balin came within the castle's gate, the portcullis fell down at his back, and there fell many men about the damsel, and would have slain her. When Balin saw that, he was sore aggrieved, for he might not help the damsel. And then he went up into the tower, and leapt over the walls and into the ditch, and hurt him not. And anon he pulled out his sword, and would have foughten with them. And they all said nay, they would not fight with him, for they did nothing but the old custom of the castle, and told him how their lady was sick, and had lain many years, and she might not be whole, but if she had a dish of silver blood full from a clean maid and a king's daughter. And therefore the custom of this castle is that there shall be full. "Well," said Balin, "she shall bleed as much as she may bleed, but I will not lose the life of her whilst my life lasteth." And so Balin made her to bleed by her good will, but her blood did not help the lady. And so he and she rested there all night, and had there right good cheer. And on the morn they passed on their ways, and as it telleth after in the Sangreal, that Sir Percival's sister helped that lady with her blood, whereof she was dead. So there we have it. There our story ends for the night. Sir Balin in hot pursuit of Sir Garlon, the invisible knight. He has taken with him the damsel that was the slain knight's, and together they have rode out and found the castle wherein a woman lays, claiming that she is sick and that only the knight of a pure woman and the daughter of a king can save her. When first the damsel was taken, Sir Balin rode up through the castle, jumped from rooftop to turret and down into a ditch and tried to do battle to save her life. But at the last he stayed his blade, and we shall find out later what happens in this tale and how the woman of this castle is saved, but only after she first dies.